I have a confession to make. I sold my Fujifilm X-T3 for the Sony Alpha 7 Mark IV. I can hear the voices already. Why did you sell your Fujifilm X-T3? Why did you buy Sony? Sony is crap, Fuji is the best. But quite frankly, guys, I appreciate when we're investing into a camera brand, we're investing our heart into it. It's not a cheap investment at all, but with Fujifilm I always found there been a few shortcomings. Even though if Fujifilm gets more integrated, third-party companies bringing more lenses out for the Fujifilm system, Fujifilm got a fantastic specs when it comes down to video or photography. And I'm gonna give you my thoughts on a process, and you might agree with me, you might disagree with me, that's objective. But let me explain, and at the end of the video you will understand why this will benefit you as well. So don't get me wrong, I do love my Fujifilm for photography. It's a fantastic camera and offers everything I need to. I'm fully set up with lenses whatsoever, and I'm very happy with the quality I get out of a Fujifilm for photography. However, when we're talking about video, I needed something which was a bit faster in the processing. It's mainly the after process where I did spend hours and hours and try to get Fujifilm F-Log to where I want to have it look-wise. And here comes the thing, Sony is more integrated into the market in certain ways. DaVinci Resolve works easier with the S-Log3 files, and this is objective now. You can say I'm an idiot, I can't process Fujifilm F-Log. And yeah guys, you might be right, because I spent hours in DaVinci Resolve and trying to grade my F-Log footage to the point where I would like to have it. If I can save hours of after editing process, hours in DaVinci Resolve, this will benefit me, but it will also benefit you because I can be faster with my editing. I can get videos quicker out because I don't spend hours in DaVinci Resolve. But as we said, all those points are very objective. You might prefer the Fujifilm F-Log. Fujifilm got one of the best color science in the world, and the Fuji files you get out of the X-T3, X-T4, X-H2S, you name them, GFX, they are fantastic, and I love to shoot Fujifilm JPEGs. But because of I do more and more video, I needed to think about what will benefit me in my workflow. Does it mean I'm gonna switch completely to Sony? Probably not, because it's a kinda heavy investment and I'm pretty set up with the Fujifilm system. I got all the lenses I want. However, here's a different point of view again. There are more third-party lenses out for the Sony system. There are more accessories out for the Sony system. I do appreciate Fujifilm is more photography-centric. Still, they got fantastic lenses for video as well. But quite frankly, they are not really common, or not many people can afford them. So the overall package, when it comes down to video, I personally find Sony got a slight advantage, even though if Fujifilm got the higher specs with 6.2K open gate, 8K, etc, etc. For the price of a Sony Alpha 7 Mark IV, you get the X-H2S from Fujifilm with 6.2K open gate. You can shoot 40 frames per second. But quite frankly, all those features I did not need personally. I don't need to shoot 40 frames per second. I'm happy with 10 frames per second. For me, it was really the after editing. How can I save some time when I'm editing my videos? So if you just think about it, Sony, Fuji, Canon, Nikon, Panasonic, Lumix, you name a camera brand, there is technically no right and wrong. I do love my Fuji, I quite enjoy the Sony as well, even though if the Sony was a bit harder to set up, and it took me a while to get used to it after shooting 6, 7, 8 years of Fujifilm system. It was like second nature for me to find a setting within a Fujifilm system. And quite frankly, every single brand got their downsides as well. Like as an example, the Sony is very battery hungry. If I think about it, I've gone through one battery already. And if I compare this to the Fujifilm, I probably would be still on one battery. So every brand got their benefits and advantages. And overall, you or I need to pick the best toy is the wrong word, gear, the best gear what gets the job done and the most easiest way done, because I want to create for you guys and I want to make sure that you get your consistent content from me as well. So choose and pick the gear what just works for you, and quite frankly, yeah, I'm gonna still shoot Fujifilm as well on the side. Having two different camera brands might be a bit of a heavy investment. It might be not always matching in the after editing process, but then the Sony is meant for filming because I do like also their autofocus system. And I had the choice to say I buy the Fujifilm X-H2S or the Alpha 7 Mark IV. But overall, thinking about the aspect points of having a bigger sensor as well, which will benefit me in low light slightly above this APS-C sensor, I did decide to go with the Sony camera. But also I haven't shot full frame in a very long time. I used to shoot GFX the 50R and I love the image quality I get out of it. And yeah, at the end of the day, guys, it doesn't really matter what sort of gear you use, if it's Sony, Canon, Nikon. At the end of the day, it's about the content, and I hope you don't be too mad with me now, my subscribers or my friends, my Fujifilm followers. I just decided to go a different route or slightly different route to make my workflow a bit easier for you as well. So with that said today, guys, like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff. And I might have some people unsubscribing because of a matter of fact that I swapped over to Sony. But if it will benefit me and I can get my content quicker and faster out to you, then this is what I did decide to do to benefit you as well. And with that said, guys, I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers, mate.